what should one do when he's facing with tight-end sustenance?
When he's sitting with?
When he's facing with tight-end sustenance, is unable to find a good job, even though after trying a lot. What should one do when he's facing with the tight-end sustenance?
Okay, so if someone is suffering from lack of a suitable job, lack of provision, difficulty in gaining sustenance, he has to acknowledge the following. Number one, there is no one who is Razzaq, provider, other than Allah. And no Muslim has any doubt in that. So you have to have the conviction, not the knowledge. Because everyone knows, but not everyone has the conviction and the belief. So you have to acknowledge that Allah is the Razzaqul Kareem. Number two, you have to acknowledge and believe that before you were born, when you were 120 days old in your mom's womb, when you were 4 months old in your mother's womb, an angel asked Allah Azza wa Jal about your provisions, and Allah told him and he wrote it down. And before that, 50,000 years before Allah created the universe, Allah had your provisions written in the preserved tablet. So no matter what you do, whether you walk on water, fly in air, nothing would come your way except what Allah has prescribed for you. Thirdly, you have to understand that Allah tests us with different tests. And life doesn't go on a steady pace. There are ups and there are downs. So if you reflect upon your previous years, you will find that there were so many ups and very few downs. But due to our human nature, we tend to ignore, neglect, or forget the ups, and all what we remember are the downs. When we fell sick, when we faced hardship. A true believer always acknowledges Allah's favors and blessings. And he's always optimistic. And he's always positive. When the night is the darkest, this is when the dawn is about to break. So be optimistic. And think positively of Allah Azza wa Jal. Make a lot of dua in your sujood and between adhan and iqamah and in the last third of the night. Knock on all doors, because this is part of taking the means, and be certain and sure that Allah will soon grant you what you wish and more than that. Hakeem from the US.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
So, Sheikh, the other day I was on social media, and obviously I'm very careful taking Islamic knowledge from there, knowing all the ridiculous things you could find on there. I came across this gentleman who said that although the majority of scholars hold that hellfire will be eternal and that the fire will not stop, he mentioned that there was a minority of scholars that held that that the fire will come to an end. He mentioned one scholar that lived 700 years ago, if it's okay for me to say his name.
You're talking about Ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on his soul. And he had this opinion in some of his writings, and I apologize for interrupting you, Hakeem, because I know where you're heading. So why beat around the bush? So there is a small, beautiful book by Sheikh Al-Albani, if I recall correctly, and he refutes his claims, and he talks about Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah backing off this opinion of his. So it was at a certain stage of his life thinking that there will come a time that hell would be empty, based on a hadith which are not authentic. But he believed at the time they were. Then he backed off this opinion and he went with the vast majority of Muslim scholars, which is almost the consensus. It is the consensus of all Muslim scholars from Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And he went back in line, proving that it will never be emptied and the hellfire punishment is for eternity forever. I hope this answers your question.